Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be having a first look at this Poco F7 smartphone. And I have to say this is a very different kind of a smartphone, and now the pricing is also out and it's priced attractively. I'll talk about that. And if you look at the device, this is the device itself. We'll come back to that later. And this is the box, and guys, this unit was sent to me by the company, and they sent me the higher end variant that comes with 12 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage. But the good thing is that the base variant is also having 256 gigabytes of storage with 12 gigabytes of RAM, and both the storage variants will be having the UFS 4.1, so you don't have to worry about it. And the thing is that this also comes with the new Snapdragon 8s Gen 4 processor, which is actually very fast. It's a very good processor in this price range. I think so this processor is sort of a game changer in terms of the performance and even for gaming because of the very powerful GPU. We'll talk about the processor later on. And of course, it comes with 120 Hz refresh rate. I also like the fact that this is having the IP68-69 rating, and this is bonkers. This has a 7550 milliampere battery. Yes, it is the biggest battery that I've seen on any smartphone till date. And yes, you can also charge other phones via this one, so that's what it is. Also like that the display quality is very good, and in fact it is also having Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. So apart from this, in the box we also get the charger, and I like that it's a fast 90-watt charger, and you can completely charge the device in about 54 minutes with the supplied charger. We also get a case in the box, and this is this rubberish case. It actually gives a nice feel, and this is how the handset actually looks. If you put the case, actually it looks very sleek. But again, I think so many of you might use this smartphone without the case. I'll just wipe my fingerprints. Again, as you can see from the back, it looks very different. Has this dual tone thing, but again, this is also glass, Gorilla Glass 7i, both front and back. But again, this attracts fingerprints quite a bit, so that's slight nitpicking that I have. But apart from that, very good. Also, we do have a Snapdragon logo over here, and also says limited edition. And of course, it's having this big screen, and it's having that 6.83-inch screen, and it's a very big screen, 120 Hertz. The screen quality is actually very good. It also does support Dolby Vision, and I did check with Netflix, and if I go into the settings, if you go to the app settings, and if you go to playback settings, specifications, as you can see, it is having HDR10 support with Dolby Vision. Many of the smartphones, even that are priced slightly more than this one, don't have Dolby Vision generally compatibility in Netflix. In fact, I checked with, if you look at some of the new shows, as you can see, it is showing Dolby Vision, and also you have that spatial audio. In fact, the stereo speakers on this one is actually pretty good, pretty loud. And another thing that I like about this smartphone is that the frame on this one is actually metallic. Many smartphones in this price range are coming with that polycarbonate frame, but this frame is also metallic. And the front glass is, of course, Gorilla Glass 7i, and even the back is having the Gorilla Glass, so no plastic or anything like that. So that way, I would say in terms of build, I would say they are doing a good job in this area. And also, if you look at the bezels are pretty narrow, so it's a very immersive screen that you are getting on this one. Hence, for watching multimedia and stuff, also movies and all those things, it's a good experience with this smartphone. And of course, it does have this in-display fingerprint scanner, and again, it's slightly on the bottom like most of the new phones that are coming. But again, in terms of accuracy, as you can see, it works without any issues. Out of the box, as this is Poco phone, this is coming with that Hyper OS. If I go to about the device, which is Hyper OS version 2, which is nothing but Android 15. But the good thing is that now this smartphone is going to get next 4 OS upgrades and next 6 years of security updates, which is again a rarity in this price range. Generally, what we are seeing in many of the other smartphones in this price category is that you are getting it with 3 years of OS upgrades and 4 years of security upgrade or something like that. So that way, I would say what do you say, Poco is actually now doing a good job, and out of the box you're getting Android version 15. And again, if you have used any device with the, what do you say, HyperOS, this is very, very familiar. Again, very, very smooth, because this also supports that 120 hertz refresh rate. In fact, if I go to display, I have actually forced it all the time to 120 hertz. So whatever, I have put it on custom and forced it to 120 hertz. So whatever battery stats, etc., that you'll see is based on that. Also left, if you again, this is having the same what do you say, Xiaomi UI. Left we have the Google pane, and you have the option of the app tray. So this is what you have, and overall it's very smooth, optimized well. But again, as this is a Poco smartphone at a certain price point, there are some extra apps. For example, if you see this folder, these are the games that are pre-installed. Yes, you can uninstall them, but it is actually there. And apart from that, if you look at this, more apps also, these are some of the extra apps that were pre-installed. Apart from that, again, as it's what do you say, Xiaomi phone, these are some of the Xiaomi specific apps. Also, it does have the IR blaster, that is the Mi remote, and I did test it with Atomwork Fab, and it works. In fact, it's over here. You have to point it like this towards the whatever IR. Another thing that I liked about this smartphone, and that, I think so, that's the trump card. I'll talk about the processor, but this is the massive battery that we are getting on this smartphone, 7550 milliampere. Just a couple of years ago, I actually had a power bank that was a 7000 milliamp hour, what do you say? And now we are getting smartphones that are having a 7550 milliamp hour. And yes, the handset is slightly on the heavier side at 222 grams. But again, do note that it is having that massive battery and this very big screen, 6.82 inch screen. And the battery life is spectacular on this smartphone. Again, as it's running a HyperOS, in the battery stats, it does not give you the SOT value. So I actually had installed this, what do you say, Franco color, which gives the screen on time. I took a screenshot. Let me actually show you. You can go to the gallery app, and if I go to albums, not all photos, if I go to screenshot, this was when the battery was at 18%, and we got over 10 hours of screen on time, and almost 23 hours 32 minutes. That's almost 24 hours away from the charger. Hence the battery life is very, very good. It was just consuming about 6.42% per hour in terms of screen SOT. So you can definitely get SOT anywhere from 9-10 hours to even 12 hours of this phone. That makes it a champ, I would say, in terms of battery. This has among the top that I have seen in terms of battery life. So if battery life is highest criteria, this is the smartphone. Another thing is that this also can be used as a power bank. Now, moving to the general specifications, also I like the fact that they haven't compromised on the other general specifications. Apart from the good build quality that you're getting, the metallic frame and all those things, I also like the fact that the RAM that we are getting on this one is the LPDDR5X RAM, and even the base variant you will be getting 12 gigabytes of RAM. So no shenanigans about that 8 gigabytes of RAM or 128 gigabytes of storage. The base will come with 12 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage, and this is the top end variant that comes with 512 gigabytes of what do you say, storage. And the good thing is that the storage is also UFS 4.4. Hence, the combination of that Snapdragon 8S Gen 4 and the RAM plus the fast storage makes this is a very, very fast smartphone in this price category. In fact, if we talk about the pricing, the base variant is now priced at 32,000, but as of now, you're getting that 2,000 rupees card discount, so it works out to about 30,000. So again, in terms of pricing also, for the hardware that you're getting, you are getting a lot of hardware with this smartphone. In fact, here are all the specs of this smartphone for your reference. In fact, I like the fact that they did not even skimp on things like NFC. Of course, we have the IR blaster, as I've mentioned. Also, I like the fact that the Bluetooth version on this one is the Bluetooth version 6 and also having Wi-Fi 7. So in fact, in some of the networking areas, it is actually future proof. Also, in terms of cellular call quality, I did take quite a bit of cellular calls with this one. The cellular call quality was very, very good. I did not have any issues of proximity sensor or anything like that. In fact, another area where it is doing very good in networking is the Wi-Fi reception that I was getting on this smartphone. Of course, I don't have a Wi-Fi 7 router, but I have a Wi-Fi 6 router, and the Wi-Fi reception that I'm getting on this smartphone is very, very strong. So in terms of the core networking also, they have done a good job. Now let's talk about the processor. This is having the Snapdragon 8S Gen 4, which is the successor to the 8S Gen 3, but but I feel the Snapdragon 8s Gen 4 is a very powerful processor. In fact, I ran Antutu on this one, and as you can see, in fact, once I ran it multiple times. This is the last score that it's showing, 1.97 million. I even got a score of slightly above 2 million, and it's actually very, very fast processor that you are getting on this one. In fact, another thing, if you look at the temperature graph also while running the benchmarks, it went to maximum 42 degrees Celsius, but quickly settled around this, 40 degrees Celsius. Hence, even when we were stressing it with the benchmarks and something, it didn't get uncomfortably hot or something. Yes, definitely it will get warm at the back, but it didn't get uncomfortably warm. And looks like because of the big vapor chamber that they have, I recall if it's a 6000 vapor chamber that it has. Also, regarding this processor, this is actually a very powerful processor. In fact, if we talk about the CPU score on this one, the CPU is actually almost about 31% faster compared to the Snapdragon 8s Gen 3. But the biggest improvement, I would say, is in terms of the GPU. The GPU is almost 49% faster than the earlier generation. And of course, as this is a new processor, it also has a new AI processor. Hence, the AI operations are also pretty fast. And the AI operations are almost 44% faster because of the NPU. Apart from that, also, this has a new ISP, which also helps a little bit in the photography. I'll talk about that later, because I was not expecting too much about the camera, but I feel the new ISP is also helping it there. So in terms of processing power, this is a beast of a processor in this price range, and it's a category changer, I feel. So in terms of that price to performance, yes, it's very good. Yes, there is some extra apps and stuff like that, as I mentioned. Also, I'm not a hardcore gamer, and yes, this Poco is touting as a gaming centric smartphone. Yes, why not? Because of the performance that you have and the fast GPU performance because of the processor. I did run Call of Duty for about 20-25 minutes, played it at the highest setting, and it played it without any hitch. But again, if you want to know more about gaming and stuff, I would suggest check out some other channels. But overall, I would say in terms of performance, it was very, very good. Even if you're not a hardcore gamer or a regular user, I would say the performance will be very, very good. In fact, in terms of battery life, I can easily say that if you're sort of a regular user, then it should almost last you for about 2 days. This is a smartphone, I could say, if you skip charging it at the end of the day, you won't have to worry about the same. Apart from that, let's talk about the camera. Again, this is not a super camera centric smartphone, but yeah, it does have a primary sensor. That's a 50 megapixel. This is a Sony sensor with OIS, and the second one is 8 megapixel ultra wide that you're getting. And moving to this one, front one, this is a 20 megapixel that we are actually having. And this is the camera interface. Again, very, very similar to earlier Poco smartphones. And we can crop in 2x also with the main sensor, and again, of course, we have that ultra wide also. So let me do one thing. Let me actually show you the camera samples taken with this smartphone. Let's start with some outdoor samples. This was regular shot, and this was actually ultra wide. One more example, regular shot, and this was ultra wide, regular shot, and this was finally ultra wide. You can also go close up to the objects a little bit. Some more casual shots taken outdoors. This was taken just before the sunset, and here I switched on the lights. This corridor, you can see it's very, very dark, and this picture was taken in those dark conditions, so the ISP is definitely helping. And this is the picture that I got when I switched on the light. Again, some samples taken in a pretty low lighting condition. This is 1x and this is 2x. 2x also comes decent, but ultra wide in very low lighting falls apart. Now moving to the front facing camera, I feel the front facing camera is actually doing a pretty decent job, as you can see with the samples, and this is with the portrait bokeh mode enabled with the front facing camera. Recording this video with the front facing camera of this Poco F7, and the maximum video recording capabilities is restricted to 1080p. So this is being recorded in 1080p, and I'm just going to walk down. The audio is also being recorded via the same, so you can judge the audio quality. Right now I'm in the sun, and let's move to a shadowed area like this, and this should give you an idea about the video recording capabilities with the front facing camera of this Poco F7 smartphone. Now I'm recording this video with the rear facing camera, and the rear facing camera can record video in 4K. This is in 4K 30, but it can even record in 4K 60, so that's actually pretty good. So as you can see, some steps are there. I'm going to climb over them to give you an idea how is the stabilization. And there is quite a bit of wind, so there might be some wind noise. Pretty windy today, and I'm climbing over the steps. So this should give you an idea about the video recording capabilities with the rear facing camera of this Poco F7 smartphone. So guys, this is the Poco F7 smartphone. What do you feel about the same? I have to say this is a very interesting smartphone, and in terms of price to performance ratio, I would say this is exceeding my expectations for what you are getting. In terms of raw hardware, if I talk about it, yes, you are getting that Snapdragon 8s Gen 4 processor, which is a gem of a processor, and coupled with that massive 7550 milliamp hour battery, it's a very potent combination that you are having. I also like in terms of build quality, they didn't do the shortcuts. We are having that metallic frame that we are getting, and also the back is glass, not plastic or something like that, and overall the build quality is good. Of course, in other aspects also, it is having UFS 4.1 storage with that LPDDR5X RAM. Hence, the overall performance of the smartphone is actually very, very good. Also, I like the screen quality on this one. The screen quality is actually very good, and we are having that Dolby Vision support even in Netflix, which is generally kept in even way higher priced smartphones. I completely forgot. In terms of RAM management, also, I did not have a problem. By default, it was having that 12 gigabytes of RAM, but it also has the option of that RAM boost, so you can boost it up to 24 gigs if you really want. The slight nitpickings that I have is that yes, the back, this glass can get that shows fingerprints quite a bit, so that is some nitpicking. And yes, also in terms of weight, it is having that 222 grams of weight, so it will take you about 1 or 2 days to get used to the weight. But overall, I would say this is a very good smartphone. But what do you guys think about this Poco F7? Do let me know in the comment section below. Anyways guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and guys, if you're still not subscribed to the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care guys.